Yo, it's Monday. We're back.
Perfect start. Perfect
exactly.
Start.
This is the Night Owls Disc Golf podcast, but our Monday episode. So this is just basically nonsense. So if you're here to listen to about disc golf, not the place. We are actually going to talk about Rambo or Terminator tonight. So we'll start it off. I'm Shane.
I'm JP. No Ben this episode.
No Ben. So we're going to go back old school. Just JP and I are going to be doing, JP and I. JP and I are going to be doing.
Yes,
it is. Yeah. It is, and look, my microphone lights up. You don't see it in the other one. Oh,
yeah.
I feel so fancy with this microphone. Yours does it too, but you can't see yours.
You can't see it. When I got here, the lights were off and that thing was still going because it must be like automatically plugged into your power supply. You know, the computer.
Is. Yeah.
So I flick on the lights. I was like, oh, that's just on.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought you could change the colors on the microphone, like what the lights do, but it just doesn't. It just like revolves through the colors. Yeah, it would be because it would be like red. It'd be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all right. So these Monday episodes will consist of basically random questions, thoughts, rankings, whatever we want to do. It's going to be basically the fun episodes. So we used to do these last season. This season, we're going to do them again. And I think it's just more just to blow off a little steam and have a little fun. So the question today is, would you rather have Rambo or Terminator on your side?
As much as I respect Rambo, I would rather have the Terminator on my side.
Did you have to say that because you're afraid of Rambo?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
He's Rambo. He's, Rocky. He's in the Expendables?
Yes. He's kind of a BA in Expendables as well.
Yeah, that's true. But I think about going back to Terminator, his ability to travel through time, to come back from the future, warn John Connor.
Mm-hmm.
And God, there are just so many Terminators, like so many T-800s, or is that what it is?
T-1000 is the liquid guy.
Yeah, T-1000.
T-800 is him.
So that was Arnold's character.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of Terminator 2, you just see all the robots during like walking around, like there's hundreds of them, so that they will just keep making them through
mm-hmm.
Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
I do respect Rambo's ability and his military prowess to be able to carve people up with a Bowie knife and shoot explosive arrows and be badass that way.
Yes.
But yes, the Terminator is pretty much indestructible.
Agreed. So yeah, there is that jungle knowledge that Rambo has, which I respect. I put him up there on the list of BAs, like BAMFs, BAMFs that are out in the world. Rambo's like up there. I mean, for him to take out an entire police department just because he's a little pissed off. I mean, there is only one other person. Like, what would have made this a little harder of a decision is we would have said John Wick or the Terminator.
Yeah.
That might have been a harder question because.
But the thing is, John Wick can still die. He's the boogeyman, but he can still die. He
can, but I don't know, man. Like, if the Terminator stepped on John Wick's dog.
Oh yeah, right. That's a good point.
Yeah. You don't mess with
John Wick's gun skills are unmatched too.
They are phenomenal. Like his Krav Maga and all that stuff is like ground game. It's a little slow, a little cumbersome, but he gets the job done.
That comes out next week, I think.
It does.
John Wick 4. Yeah, excited. I'm super hyped. I'm excited for that too. I gotta go home and I have the first 3 movies on like Blu-ray at home, but they're also on like HBO. So I'm sure. Like I watched the first one the other day, but kind of fell asleep halfway through. I'm like, I know how this ends.
Yeah, I ran through all of them the other day, and I on the third one, like how beat up and messed up he is at the end of that thing. Like I'm like, man, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
he's gonna be super pissed.
And Halle Berry shows up in that one. She's got the dog.
Yeah, the dog thing, man. That's nuts. So. Okay, but back to John Rambo. So
Yeah.
John Rambo is just, he's kind of, I think he's a little overhyped because we've had this conversation. You put a 2-pound explosive on the tip of an arrow and try to shoot it out of a bow, you're just going to blow yourself up because it's going to fall out of the arrow and down onto the ground right in front of you and just blow your leg off. And, you know, he is good with that Bowie knife, but you got to be close. And the Terminator can see body heat and body signatures like easy. So Terminator all day. Now, here's the important question. Which Terminator are you choosing?
Yeah. Part of me wants to think T-1000, but you see him and the way he gets super cooled and melted and everything, that's his like kryptonite, but it's not really kryptonite. But just Arnold coming back over and over again, I would go with the original. Like that's just based upon, or what was the female? Yeah, that's the one I was just thinking about. I forgot what
not the first one. I mean, the first one was pretty cool too, but the second chick, the blonde one, right?
Yes, the blonde one.
Yeah, I don't
she
know.
Looks like Olivia Wilde, but it wasn't Olivia Wilde. I forgot who it was, or maybe it was Olivia Wilde that played her. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, I would definitely choose her. That from the entire time, that's what I've been thinking. Because that lady, because she can also like, she has the T-800 and the T-1000 like mixed together. So her skeleton, so her mechanical body can live independently from her T-1000, her liquid body.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's just like 2 in 1. It's nuts. Yeah. It's nuts. So yeah, she would be the one for sure.
That's good.
Yeah. See, I think even out of all those, even though Arnold wins ultimately, the T-800 wins, which a bunch of baloney, no way. She would be the one that I would choose to win, like out of anyone. And someone, we won't mention their name, that said RoboCop. Come on. Come on. You got to be serious. Like, someone said RoboCop.
Well, it's kind of funny that, RoboCop, Murphy died. Then they brought him back in RoboCop form. So even though he died, he lived on as RoboCop.
Right. Well, and did you see the new RoboCop?
No, I didn't see the new one.
So
how many years ago did that come out? I don't remember.
Maybe 5. Somewhere around in there. I like the spin they did on it, but it just wasn't good. But then I got a wild hair to watch the original RoboCop. It wasn't good either. It wasn't good either.
No,
so I had this discussion, and I think maybe I brought it up already, but I think you should make a list of, and do this at home. Make a list of your absolute like best movies you've ever watched from your childhood. Just make that list, sit down one night and start watching them. And just do like you're going to have a weekend and I'm going to watch 10 movies. Yeah. So that should take up your whole weekend, right? As soon as you feel like they don't live up to your expectation, turn them off and go on to the next one.
Yeah.
What's the over under on how long that's going to last?
Oh man. Okay. If we're doing 10 movies, I can easily think of probably 5 I still would really enjoy to this day. And then there's probably about 5 questionable. Like
that they get turned off pretty quick, 5. I think.
Yeah. Like I just lose interest in them pretty fast.
Yeah. I mean, you think of like Little Monsters or Falcor, Never Ending Story.
Yeah.
Like, is Never Ending Story going to live up to it? You know, I think we've talked about this. I feel like we had
a discussion about, I don't know, it was a Monday episode about child movies, I think. Not like ones that we really enjoyed, but we never kind of went into the effect of would we continue to watch them or how do they hold up by today's standards?
Right.
With movies.
Yeah. And I just kind of wonder, like, because recently watched the new Avatar, which was, I really enjoyed it, but here's that like disclaimer. It didn't hit the same way that the first one hit. Why? I think it's because there's so many movies that have followed and taken what Avatar has done and done it, that it's not new and exciting and fresh. Still a good movie, good storyline. a little drawn out for my liking. Like, I think there was too much story. Like, they were building that island nation a bit too much, in my humble opinion, but it was still pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, really liked it.
I haven't seen it, but I really like James Cameron, and it's just cool the way that they shot it. Like scenes where they're in the water, like I've seen behind the scenes videos of Sigourney Weaver actually being in the water, and they're like shooting her motion capture in the water and then transforming that into what actually happens in the water on screen with like CGI and everything. And that's pretty spectacular. Same thing with, them having the camera right in front of their face, like a headset almost, and then having all the motion capture dots all over the place, and then, transforming the face into the avatar face and all that. I mean, it's crazy the amount of money that they spend on special effects for those movies. And there's reasons why they won an Oscar this past weekend for, I think, special effects or visual effects. Like that was
it did. Okay.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched it in the theaters, and my kids watched it because we had watched the regular Avatar, and they were like, the second one's coming, and so we went and watched it, and they enjoyed it too.
I was gonna say, did you see the re-release of the first one in the theater, or you just watched it?
No, we just watched it because I was excited. We went and watched something in the theater, and I was telling my kids like, oh, because the preview came up for it, and I was like, oh, we got to watch that. And they're like, really? It's like, yeah, have you seen the first one? And we were just chatting, and then finally we sat down and watched the first one, and they were just super thrilled to go back and watch it. The second one, and it worked out. And Sandy actually came, which was weird because she hates movies. She can't sit that long. And she watched it too, and she's just like, man, it was okay. Yeah, whatever. It was awesome. So, but so I guess Terminator, and we're choosing the T800 T1000 mix, T3000, whatever her name was.
Yeah, whatever it was. I forgot what.
Yeah. So I think we're both on the same page on that one. That there is no comparison. Maybe we'll do a comparison between John Wick and Rambo in the next one. Well, how about that? Who would you choose, John Wick or Rambo?
For that one, oh man, I feel okay. So John Wick, from what I've seen, he can kind of operate in the shadows, but like Rambo with his military training, would like kind of like Commando, like Schwarzenegger in Commando, where he gets like full of mud and everything to escape the that
was Predator.
Predator. That's what I'm sorry, Predator. He's also in Commando. But,
Commando, he carries logs.
Yeah, right. So, I would probably pick. Well, I don't know why I was even saying. I would pick Rambo. I think.
Really?
Just for
okay.
The military. I think I would, just because. I don't know. I just would. I really like John Wick, but in terms of paths, I'd pick Rambo.
Sure. See, I would have to go with John Wick just simply because of blunt force. Like, John Wick has taken on some. I mean, when he takes off his shirt, like all the scars and crap he has on him.
Oh yeah.
Like, John Wick has taken on some damage and lived to tell about it. And plus he has all these like cool, like underground, like what do they call that? The organization he worked for and is going against.
Oh, I can't think about it, but it's the hotel.
Yeah, yeah. So and then he has all the people that help him within the organization.
Right.
Organization. That's what it's called, right? The organization.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, and then he has like all the doctors and stuff that help him out with the organization. But I think it's just that like blunt force. I don't know, the pure mayhem, but controlled, but he's just like, he's a rude object of destruction is what he is, and phenomenal with a gun.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
I guess Rambo can be a bit unhinged.
Right.
He's mainly not in control, but he's able to take out down a village of, people holding.
Yeah.
Hostage.
Yeah. Yeah. Or do you pick Charlie Sheen and Hot Shots? I think that would be the other choice. I mean,
yeah.
All right. Well, anything else, sir?
No. Charlie Sheen and Hot Shots. That's good.
Yeah, well, he has the highest kill count.
Yeah.
In any movie. I know we've mentioned that before, so we won't
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
over that. But all right. So other than that, keep us subpar. We appreciate you. And then I guess check out our social medias. And we do have a Patreon that will be going live pretty soon here. We're just going to set up the tiers. But throw@doordisc.com is our email. If you have any fun or exciting takes that you want us to talk about that are non-disc golf related, send it there. Throw@doordisc.com. And then doordisc.com is our website where we have all of that fun stuff up there. Any disc golf needs you have. And then let's see, door_disc_golf. And then night_owl_pod. Anything else?
Nope, that's good.
All right. Keep us apart.